Previously on The Practice.
First of all, what's going on? Are you leaving?
I'm done. Retiring.
You're retiring?
I can't make the rent. I'm being evicted.
All set?
I want to start my own practice.
Start a new practice in this room?
I can take little collection cases, contract disputes, fight parking tickets. I can even be my own secretary. Don't you like it?
Well, yes. But usually the personal stuff is left off the door.
I'll take it off eventually, but I want the people who hire me to get the idea. I'm not going to be here late or on call at home. When they see Mother, it makes a point. If I pick him up after Dr. Ash, that'll give me time to go straight through. Bobby, look. I think it's a client. That could be my first client. Why else would she be sitting there? Do you think she's a client?
Why don't you ask her?
Excuse me. You're here to see...
Lindsay Dole, attorney at law, Mother.
That's me. How did you hear of me?
Well, I came to see Pat McGee, but he's not here, and I saw the door, and I figured I'd just see whatever lawyer. But actually, I think I have heard of you. Aren't you the lady who shot somebody?
I did, but I beat it. Technicality. Come on in.
Okay. Wasn't a client you shot, right?
No.
It doesn't concern you.
It concerns the firm, which concerns me, Eugene.
What's going on?
Tell him.
A client came in last night. I took the case. Jimmy doesn't like it.
The client does stem cell research.
It's an abatement proceeding. What's the big deal?
The big deal is it's a political hot button that this firm doesn't need. And I think it should have been discussed.
Oh, come on. Don't hide behind that. Why don't you just say it? You don't like the research.
It isn't that.
Political hot button? When have we ever shied away from a case?
This office was bombed before, Eleanor.
Yes, by a client that we defended on murder charges. Does that mean we should shy away from all homicide cases?
All right. Eugene. The city rezoned to basically put the center out of business. It's all politics. And I guess now, religion.
It isn't that. Look, we're all in agreement that we face some public relations obstacles. We're still getting hate mail over Lindsay.
Lindsay doesn't work here anymore.
But people don't really know that. Come on, I'm not being unreasonable. This could explode in our faces, and I think we should have discussed it.
There wasn't time. And with all due respect, Jimmy, last time I checked the door, you weren't listed as a partner.
Fine.
We're doing it 9 o'clock. I'll let you know. Come on.
3 lawyers.
Yes. You want to come? That'll make 3.5.
Hey, you know what?
Jimmy, you provoked that.
My only beef. I think the firm should have discussed it first. This is gonna blow up in our faces.
That's it? Just singing?
Well, I sing loud. I have a big diaphragm. Jesus Christ, my Savior, gave me a booming voice and a big heart, and I try to use both.
Okay. And your neighbor, is there bad blood?
No, he's a nice man. He just doesn't care for my singing, which is his right. I know it's a free country, to each his own. But in the spirit of that freedom, I should be able to sing, right?
Well, if he's bringing a nuisance action, he's basically saying that you're interfering with the quiet enjoyment of his home.
Oh, that's hooey. He's a loud man himself. He doesn't enjoy anything quiet. You should hear him watching the Patriots. That's my goal, by the way. To one day sing the national anthem at a Patriots game.
Okay. Well, there's a hearing scheduled for 2 o'clock. Let's see how we do.
Okay. I have a very good feel about you. I can tell you're a warm person.
Thank you.
Look, whenever a zoning ordinance is passed, somebody invariably gets put out of business. That is not an uncommon result.
It is certainly uncommon for the city to sprint off to court to enforce that ordinance. And the impact on my client is hardly incidental. That ordinance was passed for the express purpose of closing the doors.
Were you in the room, Mr. Young?
I didn't have to be, Mr. Davies. The doors are as transparent as the motives.
If Mr. Young is claiming the city lacks the authority to rezone districts...
I am not claiming that. I am saying this ordinance was arbitrary. It was promulgated in bad faith. It is politics, and contrary to what Mr.
Counsel.
I apologize.
Your Honor, I call your attention to Blankenship versus Michalski, recently decided in 1957.
The city of Palo Alto rezoned its permitted use zones for the purpose of closing down a pharmacy. The court struck down the ordinance as arbitrary and invalid. It's decidedly on point.
I reiterate, every time a city zones or rezones, somebody claims foul.
Don't insult me, Mr. Davies. The zoning board burns the midnight oil to push this through. They then dispatch Top Gun to get injunctive relief. The victim here is a facility that just happens to do stem cell research. Do you really mean to tell me they're not a target?
Even if the ordinance was designed to impact the facility, and I make no such concession, I maintain the action was neither arbitrary nor capricious.
I want to see the chairman of the zoning board in the witness chair.
I beg your pardon?
The motive of the board is very much in play here, Mr. Davies, and from where I sit, this ordinance smells like a dead, decaying rat. Get the chairman in the hot seat or you won't like my ruling.
1957?
It was on point.
Yes, decidedly. We all heard.
Never mind. Look, the good news is, obviously, the judge seems with us. The bad news, by calling an evidentiary hearing, this thing is headed for a debate on the merits, which means you could be testifying.
Fine.
Not so fine. No offense, but in my experience, scientists make for lousy witnesses. I need somebody to exude passion.
I can do that.
All the same, I need somebody...
Eugene, I have diabetes. Both my father and grandfather died of Alzheimer's. Don't worry about passion.
Press is calling. Word's already out.
Great.
What, suddenly we're afraid of the media?
Our Judge Fox is a registered Republican. Did we know that?
So?
So, given the administration's policy against stem cell research, she might not favor us as much as we thought.
Actually, President Bush very quietly shifted his policy on that. They issued a clarification which allows for private funding.
That's not exactly true. There's one other danger. This case hits all of the abortion buttons.
Gee.
And since Roe v. Wade is vulnerable, which Fox also knows, I'm concerned about Davies turning this into a referendum. I'm sure they're the ones who tipped off the press.
Why is Roe versus Wade vulnerable?
Hello, have you glanced at the Supreme Court lately? Rehnquist, Scalia, Thomas, Kennedy, even Sandra Day O'Connor. This court could overturn Roe in the blink of an eye.
Actually, that's not necessarily true. If you look at Planned Parenthood versus Casey, decided in 92, you'll see Kennedy, O'Connor, and Souter all supported Roe.
Wrong. We lose one justice, we lose Roe versus Wade.
Look, you don't want to get into Roe versus Wade. This case is much simpler than that. It deals with the authority of a zoning board, period, and that's where your focus is.
Killing embryos is simple to you?
Hey, Jimmy, do us a favor.
Don't come at me.
I don't like the hostility.
Come
What
on,
hostility?
guys.
I can't comment on the merits of a case now?
No,
All right,
you can
you guys.
comment as a lawyer. I'd even appreciate that. But I don't need you flapping your Catholic feathers.
Eugene.
you guys.
Hey, if I ever said to you, stop flapping your black wings, you jump
You've
out
never
at
seen me do
Hey,
that.
let me tell you something. The fact that I don't like stem cell research, it goes to humanity, not religion. But since you bring it up, I don't apologize for being Catholic. And I'm sick and tired of you and everyone else declaring war on Catholicism just because...
I haven't declared war on
Yes,
anything.
you have. Because of a few bad priests. Yes, you have, and I'm sick
All right, that's enough. Both of you. You focus on the case, you stay away from them.
I didn't provoke that one.
Donna Young Dole in front. Oh, I'm sorry, you've got the wrong number. Everyone makes that mistake. I believe the number you're looking for is 557. Run a rod up your rectum. Bye.
I don't mean to criticize your work.
They were looking for the lawyer defending the fetus factory, Rebecca.
I see. Well, as long as you don't inflame them.
These people are already on fire, Rebecca.
These people.
Jimmy?
You support what this laboratory is doing, Rebecca? Really?
Look at our client base. How many engage in activities we support?
That doesn't fly. Here, we're enabling the activity.
I love music. And I'm very fond of Maxine. She knows this. She's a good person, but I just can't take it.
Take what, Mr. Emerson?
The singing. Every morning, 8:15. And it's the same song. One moment in time. She bellows it. My walls practically shake.
Is this really such a problem?
You know, I said the same thing to myself at first. Just a few minutes. What's the big deal? And it's not like she has a bad voice. But, well, when I bought this condo, it was mine, you know? And a person looks to realize a few dreams when he becomes a property owner. Know what I mean, Judge?
I'm sure I do, but I never tire of hearing it said aloud.
Well, my dream was a cup of coffee and a morning paper. A quiet cup of coffee in my very own dominion as I sit and read the sports section. I don't get this. I get one moment in time every single day.
Did you ever ask her to stop?
Yes. She said she just had to sing it, and it had to be in the morning, and it had to be loud. It was her way to get ready to face her day. And I just couldn't take it anymore.
So we took steps to stop it.
So you don't deny you rezoned this district to purposely put the Wayne Cell Technology Institute out of business.
We feel it poses a danger to the community. It represents a magnet for protests, possibly violent protests, even religious terrorism.
Because their research involves stem cell research.
Yes. Abortion clinics have been attacked and similarly rezoned because of safety concerns. We did the same thing.
So this is all about safety?
Yes.
Protecting lives?
Yes.
Protecting human life?
I know where you're going, and that wasn't it.
You're a member of the Republican Party, Mr. Blaine?
Objection. This doesn't concern politics.
Oh, it doesn't?
The issue before this court is whether the zoning board acted capriciously.
I agree. The objection is sustained.
You say, sir, the Wayne Cell Technology Institute might be a magnet for violent protests because of the type of research it does.
Correct.
Has it ever been targeted to your knowledge?
No. Are we supposed to wait till it happens?
Ever received any threats?
I don't know where you've lived the last year, Mr. Young, but things can blow up absent a threat these days.
So we should just start zoning out any possible target of violence. Is that your position, sir?
Our position is we should zone out this particular facility.
And it is located in the same district as Mass General Hospital, is it not?
Yes.
Is it your feeling, sir, that if Mass General began a program on stem cell research, that you'd zone it out of business?
No, that is not my feeling.
Well, why not? Mass General is a world-renowned hospital. It could become a high-profile magnet for protest.
I believe that people would weigh all the public good Mass General does against the controversy of the research and find it to be a redeeming facility.
And you don't think my client's institute serves the public good?
No, we don't.
Thank you, Mr. Blaine.
You want me to testify?
Well, here's the thing. Right now, it doesn't seem like a hardship for you not to be able to sing this song.
Yes, it is.
Let me finish. Which means, for us to win, we need you to impress the judge with why it's so important to you.
It's how I start my day.
Yes, we have to make a strong case as to why you need it to start your day. I can't make that showing, Maxine.
It's why I hired you.
No lawyer is going to be able to convince a judge that a person needs to kick off her morning with one fine day.
One moment in time.
I need you to speak from your heart. Can you do that?
Jesus gave me a big heart.
Yes, and I want you to use it, just like you do your diaphragm. Tell that judge. Make us all feel it. Can you do that, Maxine?
Yes, I can. I will.
Good.
You still here? Something's on your mind.
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm your best friend anymore, Eugene. But you're still pretty much mine.
And I'm pretty much honored.
I'm Catholic, Eugene. And your anti-Catholic remarks...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not anti-Catholic, Bobby. I am angry at the Catholic Church. I think the church should go the way of Enron, but I assure you, I am not anti-Catholic. Look, I'm a Christian man. To tell you the truth, I don't know the difference between my Protestant denomination and Catholicism, other than our hymns have a little more pep.
Are you a Christian? Really?
Now I feel a judgment, and I don't like it.
Eugene, I'm not a hugely religious guy. But I do believe in God. I believe man has a soul.
You think I don't?
Maybe in theory. But what you live by, you believe in the law. And you know what? It happens to most criminal defense attorneys.
What happens?
We free killers for a living. Rapists, people who sometimes go on to rape and kill others. And the only way we live with ourselves is to treat the law like a religion. That's what you do. And over time, it's making you angry. I think you got this void.
Really? You're wrong. And I have a case I need to work on.
Okay, look, I'm not in here to say go get born again. But out of respect for me and Jimmy, lay off the anti-Catholic rhetoric.
First, my doctor tells me I got low self-esteem on account of being obese. Then he says I'm depressed. He prescribed Prozac, then Zoloft, then some bullet-sized fat pills I can't even pronounce. None of it worked. I got up every day and I felt the same.
Which was?
Like a donut. This big wad of soft dough with a giant hole in the middle. I could barely get out of bed. And I dragged my overweight, over-medicated fat self to work, and I'd stink at my job, which made me more depressed, which made me eat more, which made me more fat, which made me stink more. Until I found the song.
The song?
One Moment in Time. Whitney Houston. The woman has heart, and hers would speak to mine through that song. And I so love to sing. I tried it. And you know what? It worked. The melody, the lyrics, whatever. I just puffed myself up with inspiration and hope, and I'd charge off to work. And you know what else? I got good at what I do. I no longer stink. I'm no longer depressed. Still fat.
Maxine, do you have to sing it in the morning?
Yes, before I start my day. I'm not trying to upset Mr. Emerson. He knows I like him. And I promise you, I need to do it. I swear.
Thank you, Maxine.
Could you sing it for us now?
What?
The word booming has been used to describe it, but Mr. Emerson tells me one cannot fully appreciate the quaking nature of your performance unless one actually experiences it.
Your Honor, I object.
Why? We're all sitting here wondering what the big deal is. Why don't we just listen for ourselves?
And try to drink a cup of coffee, I dare you.
Thank you, Mr. Emerson.
I need my boombox. I don't sing a cappella.
Okay, you can get your accompaniment and come back. But, Miss Shipp, you will be under oath as you sing, which means to be truthful. You must sing at the same volume you do every morning.
Oh, don't worry, Your Honor. I only know one way to sing it.
Very well. We'll adjourn until 11 o'clock, at which point we'll hear your rendition of...
One Moment in Time.
We do not consider ourselves a security risk.
Why not?
We do not maintain a high profile. If you drove by our building, you might not even know it's a biomedical research facility. And to date, we have never faced so much as a picket line. So the idea that we're a magnet for protest is totally unfounded.
Okay. Doctor, you heard Mr. Blaine talking about serving the public good?
I was offended by that testimony.
Why?
Our research is designed to save lives. There is no other motive. We're not like a pharmaceutical company who develops a life-saving drug which just so happens to bring in $1 billion in revenue. None of us are getting rich here. None of us dream or hope to. Our goal, the only goal, is to protect human life against disease. Along with treatments for Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, heart disease, we're talking about treating leading causes of death in this country and around the world.
But doctor, you know the concern. Today stem cell, tomorrow cloning.
We do not clone. We never will. And I take additional offense at the implication that we're a bunch of mad scientists running around with petri dishes.
You certainly seem indignant, Doctor.
When religion raises its ugly head to squash medical progress, I get indignant.
You consider religion to have an ugly head?
I'm a man of faith, and I do believe in religion. But yes, I'm coming to the opinion that the head is often the ugly part.
Your lawyer thinks this is all politics. You think it's religion. Do you allow any room for the possibility that your facility might be a target of violence? Any?
I consider such possibility negligible. It certainly doesn't warrant shutting our doors.
Because you're in the business of saving human life. Tell me, Doctor, when do you believe human life begins?
According to the law?
No, I'm not talking about the legal definition. I'm asking you as a person of medical science. When does human life begin?
When an organism matures into a being depends on...
No, I'm not talking about the beginning of a human being, Doctor, and you know what I'm asking you is not a complex question, so I'll ask it one more time. From a medical science perspective, when does human life begin?
In its organism form upon conception.
When an egg is fertilized and an embryo forms, correct?
Yes.
And your facility uses embryos in its research, correct, Doctor?
Yes.
Human embryos.
Yes.
Doctor, where do these embryos come from? Where do these embryos come from?
Many are discarded from fertility clinics.
Many. All?
No.
Where do the others come from?
We harvest them.
You harvest them. You take an egg, fertilize it, create an embryo, and then destroy it for your research. Right, Doctor?
Yes.
You create human life in order to destroy it.
We create the embryos to treat diseases which are destroying human life.
That's your take on it. Certainly you're aware, Doctor, when it comes to stem cell research, this is the public's worst nightmare, that the scientists will one day go from taking discarded embryos from fertility clinics to harvesting embryos themselves. That's the stated fear on every talk show, isn't it, Doctor?
That day has already arrived. Not only at our
Doctor,
facility...
I really need you to answer the questions I ask. You're doing in your lab the very thing the public fears most.
I don't know what the public fears most. I would think they'd fear sickness and death.
You go to great lengths to keep your research quiet, so the public doesn't find out you're harvesting embryos, don't you, Doctor?
We keep all our research quiet.
So is it your testimony, should the public find out what you're doing, you couldn't possibly become a target for violent protest?
Why don't we see? Give the public the benefit of the doubt before you shut us down.
You've been keeping this secret because you believe in giving the public the benefit of the doubt.
Why didn't you tell us you were harvesting embryos?
I wasn't really at liberty to. We all signed confidentiality agreements.
Don't feed me that.
Look, what we're doing is not illegal. It's going on elsewhere, like I said, and in the near future, it will be going on at Mass General and every major
That's
research...
not the point. You were playing hide the ball with the wrong judge.
Somebody inside must have whistled. I don't know how it got out.
Well, like you said, it's out now.
May I make a suggestion? If this is why they're rezoning you, maybe a deal can be struck. If you agree to stop harvesting and only use discarded embryos, maybe they'll drop the ordinance.
We can't. We don't get enough embryos from the clinics. We need to harvest.
Is it worth risking being shut down?
If we can't harvest, you might as well shut us down. We need to win this, Eugene.
Yeah, well, you just made that a lot tougher.
Each day I live, I want to be a day to give the best of me. I'm only one, but
I never said she wasn't good.
She isn't exactly quaking.
We haven't got there yet.
Is yet a time when I'm racing with destiny. Then in that one moment of time, I will be
All we can do is argue it. It's still a state imposing its morality on a private facility. It's wrong, and we should win. Fox is conservative, but she's a fair judge.
Let's hope.
How's it going?
Fine. You need anything?
I heard what happened in court. They're harvesting?
Yep.
What's next?
I'll get up and argue the law like it's a religion. It's who I am.
All right, Eugene.
Look, I need to prepare. So
I don't give a damn. I came to you in the spirit of friendship.
Telling me I had no center?
I never said that.
I got the point, Bobby. I'm a man without a soul.
You know what, Eugene? You want to make me the enemy? Fine.
No. The enemy is thyself. Isn't that what the Bible says?
I take it all back. I was wrong. I thought you were angry. Clearly, you're not. I thought the law was your ideology, but I can see now you're a spiritual guy. Forgive me for trying to step between you and your profound sense of contentment.
Did I miss something?
It was a splendid performance. To hear it once, fabulous. But day after day after day after day, as Mr. Emerson stated, part of owning a home, perhaps the very essence of it, is your quiet enjoyment of it. To be able to sip a cup of coffee in peace. Not all the time, of course. Disturbances are part of life. But Mr. Emerson shouldn't be forced to endure a daily dose of what we heard in this courtroom. People do have a right to peace and quiet.
Peace and quiet are overrated. I've just left my firm to start my own practice, ostensibly to find peace and quiet. But I've discovered what I've really been yearning for is a sense of being connected with people, friends, loved ones. I've gotten to know Maxine Shipp a little. I like her. And I just think there's too much peace and quiet going on. People building fences, gates, getting bigger yards, going around with Walkmans and iPods, wearing headphones, shutting out the world, in search of privacy, seclusion, peace and quiet, growing more isolated, if not lonely. We're all so disconnected, you know? I think we need to start letting our neighbors' voices come through our walls more.
reason they kept this research secret is because they knew the incendiary reaction it would cause. The most volatile issue in this country is abortion. It has been for 25 years, and stem cell research triggers the same emotions, compounded by the fears and condemnation of runaway medical science, where high-tech tissue plants start to harvest cells, organs, and body parts. There is every reason to fear protest, violence, and accordingly, there is nothing arbitrary about the decision to rezone this district in the interest of public safety. That's the legal argument, Your Honor. But if I may, Mr. Blaine also raised the issue of public good. And the notion that that is something the zoning board should be concerned with was basically scoffed at by Mr. Young. Well, I don't scoff at it. Our public officials, our trustees, and public welfare must always be a vital and relevant concern. By passing this ordinance, the zoning board is reaffirming a sanctity to human life. Human life begins at the embryo stage, regardless of one's position on abortion or when an unborn should have rights. When it becomes a person, there is no medical or political dispute that human life in its organism stage begins upon conception. And I submit it is one thing to balance the sanctity of that life against the interests of the mother and pro-choice. It is quite another for an entity, public or private, to create human life for the purpose of destroying it. To say that's acceptable is to assert that human life itself has no intrinsic value, that it's not sacred. And once society accepts that premise, God help us. Now, I'm sure Mr. Young was hoping I'd say the word God because he no doubt wants to lay this argument off on religious dogma, because in a court of law, the words God, religion, they're ugly words, aren't they? But the reality is, if one truly wants to find dogma in this society, it's in the idea that religion and God have no place in our secular lives. We are much more dogmatic in our commitment to the separation of church and state than we are towards any faith.
Mr. Davies, you're getting off track.
I don't believe I am, Your Honor. We are a nation, a people, a government that profoundly believes in the sanctity of human life. Defense should neither negate nor invalidate that belief simply because it might be rooted in faith or a commitment to God. What they're doing in these test tubes and petri dishes is an atrocity. It's a violation against humanity. And a decision to put a stop to it is anything but capricious.
If a commission chooses to shut down a research lab because people may protest, that's arbitrary. If you decide to close the doors on medical progress that could save lives because of the possibility of public outrage, that's capricious. There's been no violence here, no threats, no indication of the danger the zoning board says it's worried about. And the action by that board had nothing to do with the risk to public safety, and it's in bad faith for them to even offer that as a pretext. This is government shutting the door on an idea. We all know it. Mr. Davies knows you know it, Your Honor, which is why he spent the majority of his closing not on the merits, but on religion, life's sanctity. It's irrelevant.
The sanctity of life is irrelevant to you, counsel?
Your Honor, since a year ago, every one of us has become a lot more in touch with the sanctity of human life. Nobody is more committed to that sanctity than my clients. They do what they do to fight off diseases that are killing us, and they don't need to be told what is sacred by a city zoning board. There is nothing remotely democratic about this abatement proceeding, and if the petitioner is concerned about outrage, the reason abortion and the question of when does human life begin, the reason this issue remains as combustible as it does today, we the people never got to decide it. It was done by fiat, by 9 people sitting on a bench, 9 people nobody elected. Nobody voted for Justice Blackmun. Nobody dropped a ballot in the box and checked off the name of John Paul Stevens.
Now you're getting off track.
No, I am not. Our most basic human value was dictated to us by a court, and Congress can't change it, a president can't change it, the people can't change it. We're bound with no democratic recourse to even address it because the Supreme Court says, let no electoral process tear asunder. That's why the public is still angry 30 years later, and that's why it remains this country's civil war. I believe in God, Your Honor, as I do in the sanctity of human life. But one sanctity of democracy is that we, the people, enjoy religious and political freedom and the liberty to decide for ourselves what is sacred. Here we are today, with a city zoning board running to a court to impose its own idea of intrinsic human value. Let the protest begin.
Be seated.
Ms. Shipp, to be honest, I wouldn't be thrilled to hear that Sousa-sized voice every morning. But, Mr. Emerson, when I was buying my house, I asked my real estate broker about privacy, and she said, oh, this is a quiet neighborhood. You won't have to worry about your neighbors getting all chummy or throwing block parties. People here like to keep to themselves. She said that as a selling point, something to drive the price higher. It's a sad day when people go to court to stop their neighbors from singing. Your motion for a TRO is denied. I'm entering judgment for the defendant.
Oh, thank you.
We're adjourned.
And thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I just had such a feeling about you.
I loved it. It was so much fun practicing again.
How'd it go? The judge said she'd rule by the end of the day. We finally gave up and came back. Eugene was very good.
The clerk's office just called. Judge Fox denied the injunction.
She did?
We won?
That's incredible. Eugene!
Eleanor. Let me tell him, okay?
Sure.
Clerk's office just called. You won.
We did.
Congratulations. The girls said you gave quite a closing.
I don't know. I guess I spoke from my center.
You misunderstood me, Eugene. I consider you a man of such heart and humanity. That's why I worry about you. Anyway, congratulations.
Bobby, you know the closing the girls like so much? I got up and argued the law. Like a religion.
Yeah. And there you sit. The winner.
We're certainly prepared to go to trial. Don't misunderstand.
You just don't think you can win.
It's not that we can't, but nobody's ever won this type of suit before.
There is a last-minute offer. It's likely just to avoid trial, but it's something.
How much?
It's, $8,000.
$8,000. Is that the going rate for manual rape these days?
The thing is, this case isn't against the church or the priest. It's against a fellow victim.
It's against someone who could have prevented it from happening to me. And should have.
Like I said, we're prepared to move forward. But we need you to be aware we're not confident of victory.
I'm not walking away for $8,000.
We saw the article in the newspaper on the fat woman singing, and we thought, well, maybe you were like the specialist in nuisance law, that's why we're here.
But you're suing her.
Yeah, that's correct. She's my neighbor. And, well, neither one of us could afford a big trial. And we had heard about this alternative dispute resolution where a lawyer, kind of decides, like a ref or something.
It actually isn't that simple. Each of you would have to be represented by your own attorney.
Oh. Oh, have you got another one here?
I thought this was supposed to settle.
They lowballed us.
You can't try this. The jury will laugh at you. Why the hell didn't you just sue the church?
We did. We got lumped into a class action on that. We're pursuing this defendant separately.
Why? Because he's a deep pocket?
Bobby.
This is a dog, Eugene. And you know it. A victim has no duty to another victim. It's tort law 101. Without duty, there's no breach.
Perhaps you'd like to argue for the other side.
The other side at least has merits.
Yes, which has always been a prerequisite for taking a case here.
All right.
Walk up.
I took the last
trial.
Jamie.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, none of you find her too perky?
To answer your question, a civil case should have merit before you take it on a contingency, for God's sakes, which you know. I think another bias is in play here.
Bobby.
Excuse me? Are you talking about my bias or yours?
Eugene.
The jury will just laugh at us? The man was raped. What kind of bias allows for a person to see that as nothing?
You know what? Good luck with your case. I hope you win.
I mean, it's my apartment. I should be allowed to make ordinary household noises.
I see. So you both went to Lindsay Dole?
Yes, and she said we needed separate attorneys and sent me over here.
Excellent. And the nature of the household noises?
Love making.
Love making?
Yes. I guess I'm a little vocal. I can't believe I'm saying this, Zeus in heaven.
So...
And see, Albert, he and I used to be a couple. So it's difficult for him to hear noises that used to only get made for him.
Ah.
I think that's what this is really about. He's just trying to stop me from making love. He's a very jealous man.
I was 18 years old at the time. I was having emotional problems at school and at home. And I knew that Walter was being counseled by him, so I thought that I would try it.
Walter Beck was a friend of yours.
My best friend. In fact, he was the only friend that I confided my problems to. It was because of this I learned that he was seeing Father Brindle.
And later, you met with this priest.
Yes.
And what happened?
At first, he thought that I was suffering from depression. And then he started to zoom in on fear of intimacy, physical intimacy.
And at some point, this went beyond talk.
Yes. After a couple of months or so, he asked me to take my clothes off, to be naked before God, and to lie down on a sofa that he had in his office. For the next several sessions, I would talk while naked. And then it began to progress, where he would lie down with me, clothed, and hold me, to help me with my phobia of physical intimacy, as he would put it. And then he would take off his clothes and lie down next to me naked as well. Soon after that, he began to molest me.
Arvin, did you ever talk to Walter Beck about this?
I didn't tell him specifically what was happening, but I raised questions. I asked Walter how much he trusted this priest, and Walter always spoke incredibly highly of him.
So you continued to have sessions with Father Brindle?
Yes. And then he began to penetrate me with his hands.
Did you ever tell anybody?
No.
Why not?
Embarrassment? Shame? Fear? He was a very well-respected priest, and I thought perhaps I was the only one, so I made a decision to stay quiet.
And then?
And then after about a year, I stopped. My life went on. Certainly not well. For the next 20-some-odd years, I tried to get those sessions out of my mind. Until the allegations came out that he had done it to others.
And at that point, you came forward.
I joined a class action lawsuit against the church and Father Brindle. And as I was reviewing the pleadings, I came across the name of an old friend of mine, Walter Beck. And I read that he had been molested by the same priest before me. He spoke so highly of him, he's the reason I went to him. You let me walk into that room.
Objection.
Knowing exactly what was waiting for me.
Your Honor.
Mr. Grayson, please don't address the defendant, sir.
A deposition?
I would like to get his account on record. That way...
Jamie, this is just a couple having a fight.
Ex-couple. And I couldn't agree more. But I think that by formalizing the proceedings with a deposition, it might cause them to take a step back and say, whoa.
There's no complaint filed.
I know. And maybe there won't be if we do this. The goal is to make this go away quickly, right?
And you simply can't wait to take your first deposition.
Does it show? It's just that for it to be against you, talk about irony, you are such a role model for me.
I am?
Yes. Not on stuff like anger management, but professionally.
After you'd been molested by Father Brindle.
Raped.
Did you tell anybody?
Not for 20 years.
And as you read the pleadings in the class action complaint, you saw that many other boys after you had also been molested. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Would those boys have a cause of action against you for not telling?
I didn't know those other boys. As I testified, I thought that I was the only victim, so...
Did you tell Walter you'd been molested?
I told him that I no longer trusted this priest and that he should be careful around him.
But you didn't tell Walter you'd been molested?
No.
So he's expected to tell you stuff you don't tell him?
He didn't just not tell. He vouched for this priest. I didn't do that with him.
You testified that one of the reasons you didn't come forward was because you thought there was the possibility that you were the only one being victimized. Did you not say that, sir?
Yes.
Do you allow for the possibility that Mr. Beck also thought that he was the only victim?
Even if he thought that, you don't just sit by quietly and let your best friend fall into a sex pervert's clutches. He could have and should have said something. Instead, he endorsed the guy.
I thought he held up okay.
I don't know. This comes down to a definition of friendship. The slippery slope becomes a cliff.
Are you ready for the defendant?
Don't worry. I'll get him.
You know, Eugene, this thing with the priests and the sex abuse, it's made a lot of people angry. It's clearly made you angry.
And?
Well, I'm just curious as to why you seem to be directing that anger at Bobby.
He came at me this morning, Eleanor.
No, he attacked the merits of our case. You responded by attacking him.
I didn't mean for it to come off that way.
Is something else going on here?
I'm upset over the case. If I acted out against him, it wasn't my intent. And again, he brought it to me first. It's just about the case with me.
Okay.
Two, three, sometimes 4 times?
A month?
A week?
Can I interject? No, this isn't a discussion. Well, I'd like you to ask him how he knows. Zeus in heaven, has he got his ear to the wall?
I don't need my ear to the wall, Louise.
All right, let's not do this.
She's a slut.
Okay. Time out. I'm going to ask the questions. Mr. Ball, you'll answer.
Louise, you'll remain quiet.
Excellent. So she would have multiple sexual visits during the week?
Sometimes, yes.
And these visits interfered with the quiet enjoyment of your property?
Yes.
Because you could hear the activity through the walls?
Yes.
Excellent. To the best of your ability, I'd like you to describe these sounds.
Oh, I don't have to describe it. I taped it.
I beg your pardon?
Right here on tape. Shall I play?
Well, sure. That's what you sound like?
Zeus in heaven. Okay, Albert, we've heard it.
As you can see, it's quite disruptive.
I didn't seek out Arvin and say to him, you should go see this priest. Arvin came to me. He asked me if Father Brindle was helping me.
And you told him yes?
I really thought he could help Arvin. Also...
Also what?
Well, what the subsequent years of therapy have taught me. I was desperate to believe that Father Brindle was a good man. And I was perhaps desperate to have my best friend, the person who I trusted most, affirm this.
Makes it sound like you were using your friend a little.
Unconsciously, I suppose I was. But I did believe that he could help Arvin, and I didn't think that Father Brindle would molest him. I really thought that I was the lone target, and like Arvin, I assumed it was all my fault. Arvin, I am deeply, deeply sorry.
Objection.
Mr. Beck, I'll ask you as well not to address the opposing party.
That's all I have.
Eugene, be careful. The jury seems with him.
First, Mr. Beck, if I may ask, how did Father Brindle go about seducing you?
It was almost exactly as Arvin described.
So, as I understand it, just like with Mr. Grayson, he basically used the pretext of emotional counsel to eventually wind up next to you naked on the couch.
Correct.
Yet, when your best friend asked for your advice, you recommended this priest for counseling.
As I said, I didn't think he'd be targeted.
But you knew the man targeted his patients.
You're simplifying it, Mr. Young.
Had you told anybody about your abuse?
No.
That must have been hard, not being able to talk about it, being the only one.
You have no idea.
I bet it would have been easier had there been at least one other victim, somebody to talk to.
I didn't send my best friend to a rapist so I'd have company.
You testified you were desperate for affirmation.
I didn't do that.
Do you ever blame yourself, sir, for what happened to Arvin Grayson?
Of course I do. A day doesn't go by. Of course I do.
Thank you, Mr. Beck.
How'd it go? Not bad. They upped the offer to 110, so we must be doing something right.
Did you take it?
The client turned it down.
What?
Bobby...
You should have jammed it down the client's throat.
The client was adamant.
I don't care. You guys are partners. You see the books. We have to start exercising some discretion on the cases we take. And we have to steer clients towards settlement when it's indicated. Do I really need to tell you that?
Eleanor asked me last night why I seemed to be attacking you. I didn't really think I was, but the more I thought about it, this case, it has made me angry at you, Bobby.
Why?
You're not gonna like the answer any better than I do.
Why?
You're Catholic. There. I said it. Last thing I ever want to believe is that I could be guilty of bigotry, but it's the Catholics keeping the church in business. People like you who make donations, who go to the cathedrals and put the envelope in the offering plate. Those priests were protected. They were given safe harbor, allowed to go on raping kids because their crimes were kept secret as policy in the Catholic Church. I know that most priests are good, don't get me wrong, but what we're talking about here, it's been going on for 30, 40 years. It's been systemic, and it's not enough for the Catholic people to say, oh, isn't that awful, and here's my check.
And what do you propose we do, Eugene?
Shut the church down. Start a different institution of Catholic faith. Hell, I might join myself. I propose you stop giving the current institution the money. I propose you be more angry. Dozens of kids have been abused in this state alone, and the church knew it was going on, did nothing about it, and let it continue. I propose you be as angry as I am, and that you good Catholic people stop giving the church the money.
Bobby?
What's wrong?
There's been some shooting. One of my clients, I couldn't really follow, but I can't go there. Can you please go for me?
Oh, don't tell me. Your client.
We think it might be Lindsay's. We don't know which.
Well, that one's over here. Shooter's in the bedroom.
That's, Lindsay's client. So Louise...
In her bedroom.
I better... go.
I'll go in. Talk time's over, Mike. She's represented.
Are you?
Give us some privacy, will you? My name is Bobby Donnell. I work with Jamie. First of all, what did you just tell Detective McGuire?
The truth. He came in with a knife. he was going to kill me. He said he was going to stab me in the heart, so I would know the feeling. He just kept saying it. I'm gonna stab you in the heart. He came at me, and I shot him.
Not yet. Could be justified self-defense.
She did call 911 when he first entered.
Did he break in?
No, he let himself in with his own key. He also has 2 assault priors and a history of mental problems.
Did he ever indicate to you that...
No, he never gave any indication that he was going to do anything. He was armed with a kitchen knife.
From whose kitchen?
His.
Okay. We'll talk to her again. If everything checks out, we'll let her give a full statement. In the meantime, let's prepare as if they're going to charge.
If Walter Beck had simply told his friend that Father Brindle was a rapist, Arvin Grayson wouldn't have been raped. But Walter Beck, who was in the habit of telling his best friend everything, decided not to tell him this. Instead, he just let him fall unknowingly into the hands of a depraved sex offender. About 15 years ago, a bunch of bystanders at a bar did nothing while a woman was repeatedly raped on a pool table. A few years after that, a little girl was murdered in a Las Vegas casino restroom while the killer's friend did nothing. The public became outraged and things started to change. Laws started getting passed criminalizing bystander apathy. Doctors today have to report injuries that they think are the results of crimes. Witnesses to child abuse have to report it. We have laws now pending saying people have to report foreigners taking flying lessons. We have got whistle-blowing laws to prevent stock fraud, corporate corruption, because the law is finally starting to catch up to our sense of morality, requiring people to get the hell involved. It's also starting to catch up to our sense of reality. That unless we all become our brother's keepers, we're doomed. Here, we're not asking for Walter Beck to have done all that much. We're not even asking him to help a stranger, only his best friend. If he could have said so much to Arvin Grayson as, hey, be careful. Instead, he continued to endorse this abusive priest, knowing he was a rapist. He not only failed to prevent a crime, his silence, in fact, facilitated one, a horrible one. To say that Walter Beck should bear no responsibility in this, that kind of thinking, it takes us back 15 years. When it was okay to sit back and laugh while a woman got gang raped on a pool table.
I agree with Ms. Frutt on this. The world is changing. We're seeing a rash of Chicken Little legislation. Laws requiring everyone to run around telling on everybody else. We're quickly becoming the telltale nation. But even should you want to go where the law has not yet gone, imposing a duty on one friend to help prevent the molestation of another, the molestation, at a minimum, would have to be foreseeable. Here, it wasn't. As Mr. Beck testified, he did not think Mr. Grayson would be victimized. Should he have known? Should he have seen more clearly? Are we going to start imposing that duty as well? Victims of sexual abuse should be required to see and act clearly? Please. Privacy is rapidly being eroded in this country. Public fear is certainly winning out. But today, you're being asked to impose a duty on sexual abuse victims to come forward and tell the world what has happened to them. or at least tell their best friends. God help us.
So they're not going to file?
They're still investigating, but it doesn't look like it.
How's Jamie?
She's okay. She plunged into preparing a defense just in case, so she's occupying herself. How are you?
I'm okay. It's a little too much deja vu too early, I guess. How are you?
I'm fine.
You talked to Eugene again?
No. Listen, when I told you what he said, you didn't respond. Is that because you agree with him?
I don't blame the Catholic people for abusive priests, but I certainly don't blame you.
But it seems like you're withholding on the issue. Are you?
No,
Are you?
I don't really want to talk about this now.
Lindsay, I'd like to talk about it now.
Okay. Every so often, you bring up how we haven't christened Bobby Jr. yet, and we really need to do that. And I always find a way to deflect it. Well, I'm just gonna say this. There's no way I'm gonna let him be raised Catholic. It is not a faith or an ideology issue, but even with the remotest of possibilities that he could fall into the hands of the wrong priest...
That's totally prejudiced.
I don't deny it. But I would rather be a bigot than risk
Let's talk about other religions. You don't think a minister or a rabbi has ever...
Probably, but not as many as priests. Until you drop the celibacy thing, Catholic clergy...
I'm not going to hear this.
Fine.
I mean, I can't believe you'd be guilty of such blatant bigotry.
I'm a mother, and my son will never be walking into any confessional alone. I know that's a prejudice, but the church has to accept some responsibility for my bigotry as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. When somebody walks through your door and says, one of your priests raped me, you don't just reach for the phone and dial up your publicist.
When did the jury go out?
About an hour ago. I don't think we're going to hear anything today. I'm thinking we should see if that offer still stands.
You closed well, Eleanor.
Zeus in heaven. Oh my God. I've been pulling up every case, every clipping I can with similar fact patterns. See if anybody anywhere used any new defenses on... 7 years ago in Denver, same thing. A woman shot her ex-boyfriend trying to kill her with a knife. Exact same thing.
So what's the problem?
Exact same woman.
What?
She had a different name, different social security number, but that's her.
Well, was she charged?
No. The police ruled it justifiable self-defense. She was so traumatized, according to this article, she left to start a new life.
So she's done this before.
And not just once. 3 years ago in Cleveland, again a boyfriend, again justified self-defense. There's no picture here, but a quote. He just came at me from nowhere, Zeus in heaven.
What I don't understand is if you could pull this up in 6 hours, why can't the police?
The police aren't investigating. Both shootings were ruled justifiable. They're not looking.
Well, how many boyfriends does she have to kill before they get suspicious?
The same woman didn't do it as far as they know. She's had 3 different identities, which, by the way, is simple to do.
So what do you do now? Besides not date her?
Jamie. Could I talk to you? Sure. Go in the conference room. I'll be right in. What do I do?
We stick to this case.
Why?
Because what we don't know can help us, Jamie. Should she ever get charged on this case?
Oh, come on. We know. We saw the newspaper.
We saw a woman who looked like her. Period.
So what's happening?
The police are still investigating. We're hoping they rule it justifiable.
Good. Listen, this whole thing is obviously upsetting. I can't continue to live in that apartment. In fact, I'm thinking maybe it's best if I leave Boston altogether.
Oh?
I think maybe I should just try to start a new life somewhere. Try to escape all this.
Certainly you don't want to leave the jurisdiction now. The police would consider that suspicious. After they decide not to charge you, that would be the time to think about leaving.
I see. Yes, of course. Zeus in heaven, I can't even begin to think where I would even go.
Denver's nice. So's Cleveland.
Why did you say that?
Oh, I visited Denver once. It was beautiful. And who doesn't love Cleveland? Listen, I've been talking to some potential character witnesses, and you've got plenty of support, by the way. But I found out Albert actually broke up with you, not the other way around.
I never said it was the other way around.
Well, it's just in characterizing him as the jealous ex-boyfriend. Well, also, one of your lovers said that he got the idea that you were trying to make Albert jealous, you know, to punish him a little.
Would I be the first girlfriend to do that?
No, you wouldn't.
I expressly told you not to confront her.
I didn't.
How about Denver? Or Cleveland? What the hell was that?
That's hardly confronting her. And the stuff about the witnesses was relevant to this case, Bobby.
Don't play games with me. You were fishing in waters I asked you not to.
I threw out one little cat.
Don't do it again. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
There is a pecking order here, Jamie. Let's not forget that.
I won't.
She's been hanging around Lucy too much. That's her problem. Picking up all that sassiness.
I think she's still pushing to fit in.
Fit in? She challenges us at every turn. Do they teach that at Harvard now?
Well, the last Harvard grad worked out. You married her.
That's not gonna happen this time. Listen, Jimmy, I do have something I want to talk to you about. Catholic to Catholic. How are you handling this priest thing?
I don't know.
Well, clearly you've thought about it.
What about it? Bobby, a lot of nights, I don't sleep. I'm not an abstract thinker, you know. When I think of God, I kind of give him a human image. My priest, in a way, he's always represented the face of God to me. So to think of priests doing what some of them did, it's...
Have you ever thought about leaving the church over it?
No. That would be like leaving God. Bobby, the church is not just the priests. It's you and me. We are the church. To leave would be like walking away from ourselves. Who we are. People of God.
But as people of God, how do we tolerate these?
Look, the media has so overblown this. They don't talk about all the good the church does. And it's a lot.
Maybe he's right.
Who?
Eugene. There isn't enough rage.
All right, then. Mr. Foreman, I'll ask you to rise and read your verdict to the court.
In the matter of Grayson versus Beck, we, the jury, find in favor of the plaintiff, and we order the defendant to pay compensatory damages in the amount of $1.4 million.
This trial is completed. Members of the jury, your service is finished. We thank you. And this matter is adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Be prepared for an appeal, and it's one we have to take very seriously.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Another?
I think so. Calgary, Alberta. She lived there for a year after Denver. That's her, see?
And she shot yet another boyfriend.
All four had criminal records for assault, battery. I think it's a prerequisite for her. It helps her justify her shootings.
And every time she's been cleared?
And then falls off the face of the earth.
4 victims.
And counting. That was Helen Gamble's office. It's been ruled justifiable self-defense.
We have to tell them.
Tell who?
The police. There are going to be more. She's serial.
You want to lose your bar ticket?
So we say nothing. We don't tell anybody.
We won. 1.4 million.
What?
You won?
The laws are changing, folks. We're as shocked as you are.
Congratulations. Really.
Thank you.
Eugene, this came for you. I did not accept service, but he left it anyway.
What is it?
You know a Marshall Hasberg?
Marshall? Yes, he worked at the church, too.
You and he were friends?
Friendly. Played basketball together, but I wouldn't say we were close. Why?
He's suing you.
What?
For not telling him about Father Brindle. Seems he was raped after you.
Louise? Zeus in heaven. You startled me.
Clearing out?
Yes. Lucy called. Told me the shooting was ruled justifiable, so I thought I'd pack and go. Sooner the better.
Where to?
You know, I haven't really decided yet. I'm gonna go see some friends, move around, pick a place, I guess. Any suggestions?
Well, after Denver and Cleveland, only leaves Calgary.
Never been there. Maybe I'll try it.
Uh-huh.
Why are you here, Jamie? Trying to get me to say something? It's almost as if you think I'm a killer or something. Of course, if you did think that, I doubt you'd come here alone. That'd be dangerous. If you'll excuse me now, I need to finish packing.
Bobby?
Hey, Father. Thanks for agreeing to meet me here.
Oh, no problem.
I'm leaving the church, Father.
Oh, what do you mean? Leaving the church?
I have loved being a part of this parish. And specifically being your parishioner. But the sex abuse scandal...
Bobby, let's sit down and talk.
What can you say? Molestation gets a bad rap.
I can say that the offending clergy makes up a microscopic portion of the priesthood.
I know that. But the church's concealment, it's enabling these priests to destroy so many young lives.
We've made mistakes. I believe that we're acknowledging them. Our new policy is zero tolerance.
I know the litigation tactics being employed against the victims. I also know that... Look, this isn't about vengeance.
Bobby, when you have a crisis of conscience, well, any personal crisis for that matter, where do you go?
I come to you. But this isn't about you. Or... I'm not leaving the faith. Just the church.
My son, when you leave the church, you leave the faith. Can I give you the speech about all of the good work that we've done? Do you have any notion of the global charitable work done by the Catholic Church?
I do. But I don't look to the church like it's the United Way. For me, it's about spiritual and moral leadership. Until you expel every offending priest. Everyone involved with protecting them and concealing them. There's been no true penance. When that day comes, I hope to return.
Bobby, you can't just leave.
Goodbye, Father.
On the practice.
Dozens of kids have been abused in this state alone, and the church knew what was going on, did nothing about it, and let it continue.
And what do you propose we do, Eugene?
I propose you stop giving the current institution the money. I propose you be more angry.
Have you ever thought about leaving the church over it?
Bobby, the church is not just the priests. It's you and me. We are the church.
I'm leaving the church, Father.
Oh, what do you mean?
The sex abuse scandal.
The offending clergy makes up a microscopic portion of the priesthood.
But the church's concealment, it's enabling these priests to destroy so many young lives.
You can't just leave.
Goodbye, Father.
We've been doing it in this very church for 17 years, Eleanor.
The problem is it made the news, and it's open season on aberrant religions.
Our faith is partly Roman Catholic. It's not nearly as aberrant as you'd like.
Sacrificing animals is out there, Stanley, at least in the eyes of mainstream America. Let's just be clear about that.
I was just saying that we all have our rituals. Look at Christianity and communion. They drink the blood of Christ, and they eat his body.
That's symbolic. You actually kill the animal.
I don't understand. The exact same issue the Supreme Court already ruled on, and we won.
The difference here is the law is facially neutral. It's not targeted at religion, but only to stop cruelty.
Even so...
Look, I think we should consider a plea.
Fine. I'll admit to the facts. I did what they say I did. But I will not stand up in a court of law and acknowledge any form of guilt.
That's not going to do it. Public opinion is very against you here.
Well, if I say I'm guilty, it's the equivalent of apologizing for my religion. Add to that, they can shut our doors. We need a victory here, Eleanor.
I can't promise it.
It's a goat. For God's sake, they're gonna put me in jail for killing a goat.
That's what I'm telling you. They will.
He's insisting on trial?
I tried to dissuade him, trust me.
Donna Young Dolan.
Are you free in case I need some research?
I'm free.
Free exercise clause.
Why do we seem to be getting so many cases about religion?
Hey, if I could make this about religion, we'd win. Unfortunately, the statute goes to cruelty and the language is neutral.
What about a de facto burden?
That's possible for appeal, but...
Bobby, Judge Swackheim's office. You're wanted. Now.
What do you mean?
He wants you in chambers. He says to bring a friend.
His lawyer fell out. The case has already been continued 6 times, and I'll be dead soon.
Why us?
Helen Gamble is the DA, and you've had experience against her. Also, you're on the short list of lawyers willing to defend scum. Meet with your client, and I'll see you in the courtroom tomorrow.
What's the case?
Statutory rape.
I don't want it.
I didn't ask. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and the court thanks you both.
You were doing a news piece?
Yes, we heard what was going on, and we were able to sneak in a camera.
Mr. Danforth, could you tell the court exactly what you observed?
We saw that man, the defendant, kill a baby goat. He basically slaughtered it.
Okay. I'm going to play a portion of this news piece.
Objection?
Overruled.
And I'm going to ask you, sir, if it fairly reflects what you saw that day.
Your Honor, I renew my objection.
Counsel.
We have stipulated that my client causes animals to be sacrificed as part of religious worship. This tape is only being introduced to inflame the jury.
The charge isn't simply killing. It's cruelty. In order to make that finding...
Then let him describe what he saw. We don't need to see his media-slanted version of it.
Miss Fred, I think we can handle the footage. If you think it doesn't accurately portray the events, you can cross-examine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, you can see he has a baby goat in his hand.
And it's alive?
Not for long, it isn't. Keep watching.
What's he doing now?
He's letting the blood drain into a bowl. It's pretty disgusting.
Objection?
Sustained.
That's all I have.
I saw your news piece. You seemed pretty outraged, Mr. Danforth.
I was. I found what your client did to be outrageous.
I see. Do you eat meat?
Do I eat meat?
Yes. Ever have a hamburger?
Yes, I eat meat.
Do you know how cows are killed?
I believe they're slaughtered.
Would it surprise you to know that their throats are slit, much in the same way as this goat died?
I'm not a fan of slaughterhouses, but at least the animal was killed for sustenance. We eat cows.
So it's not the manner in which the animal is killed, but it's what it's killed for.
Look, I'm not going down this road. I just filmed it. It's up to you people to decide if it's illegal.
Fair enough. By the way, do you know what became of the goat after the ceremony?
No, I do not.
They ate it. Does that make a difference?
I didn't force him. I never forced him.
Mr. Orbis, he's 13 years old. Whether you forced him or not.
We were very close.
That's not a defense either.
I was good to him. Very good. I'd help him with his homework. And I gave him money.
In exchange for sex?
No. He did work at my house. He'd help clean. And we became close. I loved him. And he loved me. He still loves me. I know.
He's the lead prosecutorial witness.
He's only doing this now because his mother is making him. She told him that he can't come over anymore. She's making him do this. I love him. And I believe he loves me. It's his mother.
Did your other lawyers ever discuss a plea bargain?
I can't do prison. They kill child molesters in prison. Prison is unacceptable. I'm telling you, it's the mother.
Contact the kid's school. Teachers, principal, guidance counselor. I'll try to interview the social worker. Who do you want? The mother or the boy?
Sorry?
This case is pretty much two witnesses, the mother and the victim. Which one do you want?
Personally, I think it's a mistake for the client to go in with two lawyers. Makes it seem...
Nice try. But since this goes tomorrow, there's no time. We got to split this up. Who do you want?
I'll take the mother.
Great.
Our pedophile has 2 priors. Did you know that? He's sick.
What's your point?
My point is, how effective can we really be expected to be on one day's notice?
I don't want to hear that. We do our best.
Fine. There is a problem here. We can win this.
He was starting to go down in school, which I couldn't understand because he's always been a good student.
Well, did you talk to your son about this?
Yes. He said there was nothing wrong. I said I thought he was spending too much time with him.
Him?
The defendant. He'd hired Justin to do some yard work. Then they became friends. He was over there all the time, it seemed.
Did you suspect anything sinister about this relationship?
No. I had no idea that he had this porno film collection or that previously he...
Could you tell us what happened to your son?
Well, with his grades getting worse, I grounded him. I told him he had to come home directly after school.
May I ask, where was Justin's father?
We've split up and he doesn't... he's an absent father, which is another reason why I thought he bonded with the defendant.
Okay. What happened after you grounded Justin?
Well, I didn't see any improvement at school, so I started to give him other consequences, like no baseball, no television. I even took away his stereo. Nothing seemed to work. And then finally, he told me what was going on.
Which was?
He told me that he was having sex with the defendant, and that he was feeling shame over it, and that he was having trouble sleeping.
And what did you do?
I notified the police. I called the police.
Actually, you waited 2 days to call the police, didn't you, ma'am?
Yes.
Your son tells you he's raped. You don't call for 2 days?
At first, I couldn't believe it. I thought maybe he was trying to escape punishment, or...
You thought he was making it up?
I was just so stunned at first. I couldn't believe it. I guess I was desperate not to believe it. But once it sank in that it was true, I called the police.
You mentioned your son wanting to escape punishment. You mean being grounded, missing baseball, that sort of thing?
Yes.
How about you hitting him? You ever hit your son, Mrs. Langer?
Objection.
Where's this going?
Your Honor, sometimes kids will say anything to make the beating stop.
I did not beat him. To strike.
Short leash. Speed it up.
Did you ever hit your son, Mrs. Langer?
I spanked him sometimes. I did not beat him.
Did you spank him on account of his grades going down?
I spanked him once or twice. They were not beatings, and I certainly never hurt him.
Did you ever hit your son for using drugs?
He once used marijuana that your client gave him, and yes, I spanked him.
Do you work, Mrs. Langer?
Yes.
What do you do for work?
I'm a waitress in a restaurant.
Could you tell me your hours?
3 to 11.
3 in the afternoon till 11 at night.
Yes.
Weekdays?
Yes.
When did your son get home from school?
Between 2 and 3.
Wow, so you barely see him during the week. Possible he could have made this story up to get your attention.
No. That is not possible.
Ever know your son to tell you things that maybe weren't true?
No.
Your son always speaks the truth.
Yes. He is a truthful person. Yes, he is.
And yet, when he tells you he was raped, you don't call the police for 2 days.
Good job.
Bobby, what are we doing here?
It's basically a traditional African religion with elements of Roman Catholicism.
But the reason we're all here is because of one particular ritual.
Yes.
Can you tell the jury why sacrifice animals?
It's a way of honoring the Orisha, which literally means head guardian. In simplest terms, the animal's blood is offered. The sacrifice is said to please the saints and bring purification and forgiveness of sins.
You have to acknowledge, Mr. Jolie, this does seem a little barbaric.
We know that American culture rejects it, and we therefore try to be as discreet as possible, even secretive. We've never tried to impose our rituals or beliefs upon the public. And in fact, the only reason we're here today is because the media invaded us.
Does the animal suffer?
The sacrifice is almost always quick and as humane as possible.
So it's your testimony that what we all saw on the television screen, in your eyes, there was no animal cruelty.
We try to be as humane as possible.
And you do that with lambs, goats, turtles, guinea pigs, sheep? All those animals, you slit their throats and offer the blood to your saints?
Yes.
He did well, considering. But he couldn't undo that videotape, Eugene. How could he? That footage, that's what the jury's gonna take back to that room, that squealing goat.
Well, Eleanor, if it's a tale of the tape, then get yourself some tape.
What do you mean?
I mean, this is America. You think Santorians are the only ones to kill animals?
Don't even waste your breath.
Your Honor.
You're not getting off, Bobby. Anything else? Look, it doesn't matter who they are or what they are. They're all entitled to a defense. I didn't make up the rule.
What constitutes adequate?
What?
They're not entitled to the best defense, only adequate. So I'm asking, how much is adequate?
Sit. You think I want that piece of crap walking? Tell me the ideology of the criminal lawyer, if you remember.
To check the state's power to incarcerate people at will.
You get a gold star. Now look at me. Look at what's going on out there. The state regularly jails people without due process, then calls them material witnesses, and locks them up without even filing charges, much less giving them a hearing.
You're talking about terrorist suspects.
Who says it has to stop there? You don't think there are people out there who want to extend that policy to suspected child molesters?
I understand the system, Judge, and I appreciate my role in it.
Then why are you here?
I have to get up tomorrow and attack a 13-year-old rape victim. And I don't want to do it.
Well, you will.
And if I tank it?
Please. You don't think I just pulled your name out of a hat?
You okay?
Yeah. It's just... This isn't exactly what I went to law school for, Eugene. Fighting for serial goat killers.
Are you serious? Eleanor, why did you go to law school?
Clarence Darrow. I read his closing on Leopold and Loeb over and over and over.
For me, it was the Constitution. I was 12, and I couldn't understand half of it, but I knew this was something. And you know the part that especially got me? Freedom of religion. I know that probably sounds funny, considering how I've been acting towards religion lately, but that amendment, it said to me that at least in principle, this country stands for tolerance. And Eleanor, of all the constitutional liberties that need protecting today, freedom of religion.
I understand that. I really do, but...
But what?
I like goats.
Trust me, Eleanor. This case is exactly why you went to law school.
As a member of the American Humane Society, you've had occasion to document the footage we're about to see.
All the footage is accurate and has been verified.
Can you narrate, Miss Elder?
That is a cow being killed at a slaughterhouse in Texas. A pig. Chicken. Examples of trapping. Laboratory testing. Baby seals. This is Canada, not the U.S.
The question becomes, Miss Elder, are these isolated events?
Isolated? Certainly not. It goes on every day.
Miss Elder, I'm curious. Did you get a chance to see the tape showing what goes on in the defendant's church?
I did.
In your opinion, did you find the defendant's actions to constitute animal cruelty?
Objection?
She can give a lay opinion, not legal.
He slit a goat's neck and let the blood drain out. It was repulsive.
Justin, if you want to stop, or you feel you need to take a break, you tell me.
Okay.
You said the two of you started to become friends.
Yes. After I'd finished my work, we'd play cards and games. And then we started to watch videos and stuff.
What kinds of videos?
Well, at first just comedies and stuff. Like The Nutty Professor and Austin Powers. And then after a while, sex videos.
And these videos, men and women were having sex?
Some men and women. But mostly just men and men. Or men and boys.
What did you think when you saw this?
I don't know. I guess it kind of grossed me out. But, you know, Mitchell, he said it was very common for men to have sex with each other.
What did you think of that?
I don't know.
Justin, at some point, did you and Mr. Orbis have sex?
Yes.
Could you tell us about it? Justin. Look, I know this is very difficult for you, but you're completely safe here, I promise. We need for you to tell us what happened.
He would touch my privates.
By touch? How would he touch you?
With his hand, with his mouth.
His mouth?
Yeah. He would put his mouth on my privates.
By privates, you mean...
My penis. And he would ask me to put my mouth on his penis.
Did you?
Yes.
Justin, I promise you I'm almost done. How many times did this happen?
A lot.
A lot. More than 10 times?
Yes.
More than 20? Your Honor, I think we should take a small break.
He never cried. He liked it. I think that his mother told him to cry. I promise, he never cried.
This isn't a case about religion. It is about cruelty to animals. You saw the tape. This man dangled a baby goat as people danced behind him, and he slit its throat. He does it with pigs, sheep, turtles, chickens, doves, pulls out his knife or box cutters.
Objection? There has never been a suggestion of box cutters.
I only meant cutting instrument.
We all know what you meant, and I object to the blatant innuendo.
All right. Careful, Mr. Brunner.
We're not here today to pass judgment on the century in faith. All of us, every one of us, is free to choose our form of worship. Of course we are. But the exercise, the practice of religion has never been absolute. Whether it's public health or safety or, yes, even morals, the state can step in and say, whoa, can't do that. Here, they torture and mutilate animals in an open and notorious manner. We as a society don't tolerate that. How could we?
We don't tolerate it. What society is he talking about? We live in a society that slaughters animals for food. We kill them for fur coats. We poison them to test new drugs. We torture animals all the time. We even murder them for sport. We hunt, we fish, we walk up to deer with our shotguns and we blow off their heads. We yank fish out of the water and we let them suffocate at the bottom of our boats. If you want to convict my client for being cruel, fine. But don't you dare do so under some cloak of humanity that we as a society don't torture animals. And I would submit that if we say it's okay to hunt them down and to maim them for recreation, for vanity, or even for Thanksgiving, how do we say no for worship? A traditional worship that dates back over 1,000 years. Personally, I don't like what they do. But you simply cannot condemn this man under some theory that killing animals isn't tolerated by the United States of America, because it is. Every time you eat a hamburger, you not only tolerate it, you proliferate it.
It's a pretty serious thing to accuse someone of statutory rape, Justin. How long had this been going on for?
3 months or so.
And you never told anybody?
I was too embarrassed.
You started getting in trouble at school, didn't you? I saw detentions for fighting, swearing at a teacher. You get suspended for swearing at a teacher?
No.
No? Oh, that's right. The principal thought this behavior was a cry for attention. Do you remember him saying that?
Yes.
Ever accuse another kid at school of doing anything to you? Russell Lefebvre? Did you once accuse Russell Lefebvre of punching you from behind?
Yes.
Did Russell Lefebvre punch you?
No.
You made it up?
I'm not making this up.
You made it up against Russell.
I can explain that.
You don't have to explain. Just tell us, yes or no. Did you make up false accusations against Russell Lefebvre?
Yes.
Ever get caught cheating on a test, Justin?
Once.
That's cheating and lying.
Objection.
Withdrawn. Do you take drugs, Justin?
All right.
This is the accusing witness.
Go ahead.
Ever smoke marijuana, Justin?
Yes.
You got caught smoking it at school, didn't you?
Yes.
You told the principal that you got it from one of the high school kids, told your mother you got it from Mr. Orbis. Who were you lying to, the school principal or your mother, Justin?
I got it from Mitchell.
So you lied yet again to the principal?
Yes, but I didn't want
Thank you. After you were caught with drugs, Justin, you got suspended then, didn't you?
Yes.
And this is when... After you were suspended for drugs, how did your mother react?
She was angry.
Angry? Did she hit you?
She spanked me.
And this is when you suddenly declared that Mr. Orbis had molested you. Did you say that for sympathy, Justin?
No. It's the truth.
I see. So your mother, 2 days later, finally decided to believe you, and she called the police. And when you talked to the police, you had to give them a lot of different statements, didn't you?
Yes.
The first 2 times you met with the police, you said nothing about Mr. Orbis putting his mouth on your penis or yours on his. You never said that, did you, Justin?
I was too embarrassed.
Too embarrassed? When did you come up with the idea to add that part?
Objection.
Overruled. You made that up, didn't you, Justin?
No.
Justin, do you understand that you have an obligation to tell the truth here? We're not in the principal's office now. We're in court. Your lies are hurting people.
I am telling the truth.
So this isn't another false accusation? This time you're sticking with it?
Objection.
Withdraw, nothing further.
Commonwealth rests, Your Honor.
Mr. Donnell, you could call your first witness tonight, or we can wait and start tomorrow. Counsel, did you hear me?
The defense rests, Your Honor. I can't talk now.
Can't talk? How about just looking me in the eye then, Bobby? Can you do that? You hypocrite. You leave the church accusing us of enabling sex offenders.
There's a difference between...
There's a difference?
Yes. Between representing somebody who's committed a crime and protecting his secret so he can go on committing it, there's a big difference.
That's crap.
I gotta leave.
Then you're gonna have to knock me over because I'm not moving, you son of a bitch, until you listen to what I have to say. You're helping him secure his freedom. How is that not enabling more rapes?
I was ordered by the court.
Then quit your profession. You're a man that's quite capable of walking out of a door, Bobby. We both know that. Walk out on the legal profession like you walked out on the church. How dare you judge me or the Catholic people?
Too bad you can't save some of your rage for your fellow priests.
I have plenty of rage for them, believe me. And I'm standing here right now condemning you. Mostly for your hypocrisy.
Step away from the door, Father.
I'm going. Allow me, Bobby, to walk out on you.
I bet Helen chased him down and set him in motion.
Helen?
To distract me. How the hell would he even know what case I'm doing?
Bobby, it's been in the
It would
papers.
be just like her.
Okay. You need to take a breath. And
Lindsay, this is no time.
Helen Gamble did not go running to a church to rattle you, and if you think that, you're rattled already. Maybe you should let Jimmy close.
I can close.
Bobby?
I can close, damn it.
What does it mean when they make up their minds so fast?
They're decisive. Hang in there.
I prayed all night. Used up 6 cats. That was a joke.
Madam Foreperson, the jury has reached a verdict.
We have, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please rise? What say you?
The Commonwealth versus Stanley Jolie. On the charge of cruelty to animals, we find the defendant, Stanley Jolie, not guilty.
The jury is dismissed with the thanks of the court. We're adjourned.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Eleanor, I know this ritual you found to be personally repugnant, which makes your defense of it and my rights all the more heroic. Thank you.
Heroes are not easily found. It takes an enormous amount of courage for a victim of child molestation to come forward. Most don't. Most think it's somehow their own fault, and the shame is too much to bear. And for those who can overcome the embarrassment, there's the prospect of having to sit in a courtroom day after day with the man who raped you. We live in a country where the suspect has a constitutional right to confront his accuser. And somewhere along the way, confront became attack. You saw it here. With Justin Langer being assaulted in that chair by defense counsel. one almost had to wonder, was it worth it? Well, when the alternative is a rapist going on to possibly rape other children, yeah, it's worth it. That's why I consider this young man to be a hero. He came into this room to face down the man who raped him. And his testimony is uncontroverted. He told you how the defendant would repeatedly engage him in acts of oral copulation, how this man with a library of pornographic videos would use those videos to seduce this child. He's 13 years old. 13. And he was raped. Pedophiles repeat their crimes. Please, don't give this one the opportunity to do so.
Ms. Gamble talked about our system. Rights of defendants and victims. You know that 90-something% of all defendants are guilty? Think about it. By the time they get to trial, they've been judged guilty many times. You got the accuser and the arresting officers, the detectives, then a grand jury, then probable cause. We got all these mini steps along the way, each of them concluding the same thing. The guy did it. And since the facts, you see, DAs, they just want to give a good, accurate presentation of the facts. But defense lawyers, our job is to skew them. We stand up to distort, bend, hide the truth if necessary. And if you got a guilty guy, which we usually do, what? We're gonna hope the jury gets the right idea? My craft, smoke and mirrors, deceit. Criminal defense attorneys aren't about searching for the truth. Are you kidding?
Mr. Donnell.
That's our system. The DA has to prove guilt beyond all reasonable doubt, and defense lawyers spews doubt. Whenever, wherever, with all the discipline that perverted bastard probably spews semen on his walls.
Counsel.
I like to finish my closing argument. This man, I think he's guilty. I'm sure as hell not supposed to say that, but I think he did it. The problem is, I can't be sure. Neither can you. Because all we have is one witness. Sympathetic, definitely. Compelling, no doubt. But credible? His own mother waited 2 days to call the police because even she didn't believe him at first. He has a history of leveling false accusations, a history of lying and cheating, a track record of crying out for attention, a history of drug use. The story itself changed with different statements to the police. On the possibility that Mitchell Orbis really did commit these crimes, I hope he goes away. But in this country, we don't take away a man's freedom on the possibility of guilt or likelihood, even an overwhelmingly strong likelihood. You have to find guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. And I'm sorry, you can't get there with one lone witness, especially one whose word lacks credibility. My client may be scum, but there is no real case against him in this courtroom today, which means the heroes here have to be you. You have to go back to that room, uphold your oath to our system, because if you don't, God forbid the day comes when the only thing standing between our freedom and a prison cell is the accusing finger from a child who lies. Because that's all we have here today, ladies and gentlemen. One accusing finger from a child who's been known to lie.
Could I have a second in private, please? Bobby, the reason I felt so violated by your decision to leave the church... You see, the church, to me, isn't an institution. It's not a cardinal or the Pope. It's first and foremost my parish. The people. So, by your leaving, it was in some way... I understand that you look to me for spiritual and moral leadership. And obviously, I failed to provide it. But if I could retract yesterday's condemnation and substitute it with some guidance now, our criminal justice system... Obviously, we need defense lawyers to do what they do. But, Bobby, from a spiritual and moral standpoint, is this any way for a man to live his life?
I'm sorry. You're not gonna believe this. Jury's coming back.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a unanimous verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please rise? Mr. Foreman, what say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth versus Mitchell Orbis, on the count of statutory rape, sex with a minor, we, the jury, finding a strong likelihood of guilt, regrettably, return a finding of not guilty.
Members of the jury, this concludes your service. I caution you, you will be subjected to inquiries from the press seeking to explore your decision. None of you are required to discuss this with the media. We are adjourned. The defendant is free to go.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
This is me, Bear. I did all the stunts. Some of the girls got picked for their bodies, which you can say I had one, and others for the gymnastics. But actually, I could do all the cheers.
Cassie, these are wonderful photographs.
Thank you.
But you're going on trial for murder tomorrow, and I really think we need to focus on the case.
You said it was important that the jury feel they know me a little.
Yes, but whether you did your own backflips in high school isn't relevant.
We also need to meet with your housekeeper.
Nanny. Although she might as well be a housekeeper since foster care yanked away my son.
This case could turn on her testimony, so
You think I did it, don't you?
it's not our place to pass judgment.
What about the New Jersey incident?
As we explained, since you weren't convicted there, the prosecution can't introduce it
I
into
mean, do you think I did that one?
I wouldn't know.
I didn't. It was probably his wife. She did time in a rubber room, you know. And for someone who supposedly loved her husband, why wasn't she at the trial? Loved ones of the victims always go to trial to see the murderer get theirs.
Well, perhaps, as you say, she was the killer, so she'd feel no need to see you get yours.
We need to concentrate on this trial. Who ran over who 7 years ago in New Jersey isn't relevant.
They're real.
I'm sorry?
My breasts. I can tell when women are looking at them to see. The real.
So are mine. Is there a point?
It's just that people think I'm a fraud. The police obviously do. That's why I'm going on trial, isn't it? And the jury's going to think if she'd lie about her tits, then she'd lie about anything. Well, they're real. The jury needs to know it. This way, please. Here you go. Thank you. Lindsay Dole.
Ralph Alt, pleasure.
Hi.
Ed Lamato.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
Brian Adams, Stanley Wells, and Roland Monroe, our client.
Pleasure to meet you, Lindsay.
Nice to meet you.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
I know it was incredibly short notice. I appreciate your agreeing to meet with us.
No problem.
Roland is CEO of Seaboard Airlines, a fairly new East Coast commuter service.
I've heard of it.
They're being sued today in federal court. The plaintiff, a prospective passenger, is seeking a restraining order to enjoin one of Seaboard's policies. And we'd like you to join with us and actually argue the motion. We can fully brief you on all the issues, which are pretty straightforward. Assuming you're interested.
Okay, what am I missing?
Excuse me?
This is a big law firm with plenty of high-powered civil litigators. My practice has been almost exclusively criminal. Why do you want me?
We don't expect to win the motion. Our goal is to attract attention. Now, in addition to being a pretty gifted attorney, you're attractive, and at the moment, extremely hot copy, given your murder conviction and recent release. Basically, we think you'll make the news.
I want this particular policy to get some play.
What's the policy?
We don't fly Arabs.
You're kidding, right?
I'm not kidding. We want to be known as the most security-conscious airline in the New World.
Obviously, the longer this thing stays in play, the more publicity it generates. Ideally, we'd like to get Roland on the stand for an evidentiary hearing. If you can accomplish that, fantastic.
You don't fly Arabs.
She's a total loon, Eugene.
Let's just do our job.
What is our job? The directive from the client has been to authenticate her breasts.
Well, did they at least take away her driver's license?
Excuse me?
When she ran over her last lover.
She wasn't convicted of that, Lucy. Sophie, I thought we were going to meet down at the courthouse.
I know, but can I talk to the two of you for a second? I'm starting to panic a little. I don't think I should testify.
shouldn't testify. You're the alibi.
I know, but I have a little skeleton in my closet, and I am suddenly afraid that if the DA finds out...
What skeleton?
4 years ago, I sort of changed my name, and not exactly legally.
What do you mean you sort of changed your name?
I embezzled. A little. From a former employer. It was nothing too serious. But my lawyer said that there was a possibility that I could go to jail, so I fled the state and came to Massachusetts, and with the help of some less reputable lawyers, I became Sophie Taylor.
She tells you this an hour before trial?
I'm not sure you can call her.
Why?
Because you can't knowingly put up a witness to lie. She so much as says the name Sophie Taylor, it's a lie.
Look, the likelihood is the prosecution will have no idea about this. She has no record as Sophie Taylor.
That isn't relevant to the legal ethics.
What's her real name?
She won't tell us. Jamie, maybe you and Lucy could find that out. Why don't you just plead this thing?
We'd love to. Helen won't. The best they'll offer is murder too.
Then go with what you've got.
This man is an American citizen. He's a college professor.
The intent is safety here, not bias. And when...
Oh, come on, counsel. The assumption itself is a bias. To make an airline safe, you have to exclude Arabs?
Your Honor, I will admit the outrageousness of this policy.
How generous of you. Do you also acknowledge something called equal protection?
The rich are already doing this. They're chartering private Gulfstreams to fly on Arab-free planes. One could argue my client is serving equality by offering the same privilege to the middle class.
One could argue it. I wouldn't.
With the court's permission, I'd like to conduct a short evidentiary hearing so you can hear directly from my client.
We don't need a hearing to determine whether or not...
I will submit the laws in this area are complicated. If you're going to shut us down, I would at least request the courtesy of hearing what my client has to say.
$2:00.
Revenge is said to be the greatest of all motivators. There is no psychological force greater, none, than the will to get even. You will hear evidence how Cassie Ray and Jason Scott were lovers. They even had a child together. Then early last May, Jason Scott broke it off. And Cassie Ray became enraged. The evidence will reveal the threats the defendant made against the victim. The evidence will show on May 23rd, in the middle of the night, Cassie Ray drove to the victim's house, picked up a baseball bat, and attacked the victim while he lay sleeping. The coroner will tell you Jason Scott was struck on the head over 50 times. The expert psychiatrist will tell you that this inhuman brutality can only come from profound vengeance. Most of all, the evidence will reveal that this brutal murder was committed by Cassie Ray.
The evidence will indeed reveal this was a brutal, vicious murder, but that's all the evidence will tell you. The evidence here is thin, circumstantial, no witnesses. Cassie Ray has an alibi. She was at home sleeping on the evening of May 23rd, and her nanny will take the stand and tell you my client never left her house. Prosecution has a burden to prove guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. The evidence will reveal they can't even come close.
What the jury won't be allowed to hear is that Cassie Ray was arrested 7 years ago for mowing down another lover with her SUV. Since Miss Ray was acquitted of that murder, the information is inadmissible. In other legal news, Seaboard Airlines was sued today in federal court for its refusal to allow passengers of Arab or Islamic descent on its aircraft.
Well, they made the news. That's what they wanted, right?
Lucy, is it okay if I transfer my calls? I need to pick up the little man at daycare.
Sure.
Maybe you should get your own secretary.
I'm sorry?
You have your own practice now. Maybe you should have your own secretary.
Is there a problem?
Well, I'm just concerned that people will call, get Lucy, and think you still work here. And we'll be confused with the kind of firm that defends bigots.
Oh, I see. You defend murderers, but a bigot?
It is not the same thing, and you know it.
All right.
We don't defend a person's right to kill. You are defending this client's right to engage in racial profiling. And to the extent that you're helping to legitimize prejudice, don't think you're not fueling a murder or two down the road, Lindsay.
I need to take cases, Rebecca.
You didn't need to take that one.
I'm trying to build a civil practice here.
You didn't need to take that one.
That's pretty much how he looked when we arrived.
Detective, who called the police to the scene?
Ms. Ray's nanny. She was dropping the child off for a visit when she discovered the body.
And, Detective, could you tell us what physical evidence you found?
The defendant's fingerprints were all over the house. We found hair genetically matching the defendant. Specifically, one of the defendant's hairs was found on the murder weapon, her bloody shoe print, tire tracks matching the defendant's car. We also found a bite mark on the victim. Dental imprints revealed an exact match with the defendant.
Fresh bite mark?
Within the last 24 hours, yes.
Possible he was bitten the day before he was killed.
We can't rule it out, but...
Thank you. And if my client were in that house the day before this murder, it's possible she left her prints, tire tracks, and hair behind then. Isn't it, Detective?
Anything's possible, counsel, but again,
My client also came to the house once the body was discovered, didn't she? She entered the premises.
She did. She was restrained.
She contaminated the scene, didn't she?
Part of the scene.
Possible she left her bloody footprint then, isn't it?
We don't believe it was left then.
Can you rule it out?
No, but...
You found the baseball bat on the floor.
That's correct.
Well, then, it's possible the hair you found on the bat could have come off the carpet. Right?
I heard her screaming at him.
The defendant.
The very day before the murder, I was walking my cat past Jason's house. Oh, God rest his soul. And I heard her yelling, "You can't do this. I won't let you do this." And I even thought I heard a scuffle.
Now, Miss Jessel, the night of the murder, did you observe anything unusual?
Yes. About 1 a.m., I was walking my cat. We're both fairly nocturnal. And I saw her car parked one street over from his house.
The defendant's car?
Parked a street away. Like she didn't want anyone to notice. But I noticed.
You were walking your cat?
Yes, I was. I suppose that makes me crazy.
You said you saw my client's car. What was the license plate?
It's a Mercedes. Silver.
You didn't get the license?
No.
Do you believe in past lives, Miss Jessel?
Nor does that make me crazy, if that's your implication.
Were you on Earth before this life?
Yes, I was.
As?
A cat.
It's discrimination. I don't pretend otherwise, but it's necessary.
Why?
Look, we can screen baggage, search passengers, get most of the weapons. But you know who we catch? The unwitting people who aren't really trying to get past us. And even some of them get by. Anybody truly determined to take a plane down. I just can't look my customers in the eye and say I guarantee it won't happen.
But you can if you ban Arabs?
We improve our chances. The terrorists we're most at risk from come from the Muslim world. That's a fact.
Also a fact. This is racial profiling.
Without a doubt. But we're not the first to do it. Immigration fingerprints and photographs any Islamic coming into this country. We don't do that with the French.
But what you're doing isn't tightening security. You're barring them.
Look, people do not feel comfortable seeing an Arab person on their plane. They do not feel safe. I'm in a customer service business here. If my customer does not feel safe, I'm out of business.
That's what this is really about, isn't it, Mr. Monroe? The bottom line.
It's about trying to assure our customers that the security...
We don't fly Arabs.
Mr. First, I'm a great believer in equal justice. But so are most of the people on those planes September 11th.
That's as cheap as it is offensive.
I don't think so. We have all kinds of weapons that can avoid detection. Plus, these terrorists are trained in physical combat. Even if you eliminate the weapons...
What if your research showed that blacks were more likely to commit mayhem on a plane?
I would never exclude blacks, because I would consider that bias to be unreasonable. This prejudice isn't.
There are 1.6 billion Muslims in the world, and you're discriminating against all of them because of the actions of 19. That's reasonable?
Start your own company and run it the way you'd like. I should get the same courtesy.
We don't give people the right to be a bigot in this country.
How about the right to be safe?
What if somebody was convicted of a crime? Do you screen them out?
No.
What about, say, your attorney? Would you fly her?
Objection.
I've been her son's nanny for almost 2 years.
You're a live-in?
Yes, and my bedroom is right over the garage.
Ma'am, I call your attention to the night of May 23rd, 2002. Where were you that night?
I was home at Cassie's house.
And was she there?
Yes, she was. All night.
Can you tell us what you remember, specifically?
Yes. Cassie was having sinus problems, so she took some sleeping pills to help her sleep, and since they kind of knock her out, she asked me to listen for Timothy in case he should cry. I left the door open so I could hear.
Are you a deep sleeper?
I'm an extremely light sleeper.
Do you know whether my client ever left the house that night?
She couldn't have. If she so much as started the car, she would have woken me.
Thank you.
Miss Taylor. You're very devoted to Cassie Ray, aren't you?
Yes. But I am telling the truth. She never left the house that night.
I see. Did you?
Did I? No.
After you discovered Jason Scott's body and the police arrived, do you remember what you told them?
Not really. I was in shock. They had to calm me down.
You don't remember telling the police that you left the house that night?
I didn't tell them that.
Well, yes, you did. You said you were home all night with the exception of when you called a cab to go to the pharmacy. You see that man, Sophie? He's the cab driver who drove you. Now, do you remember going to the pharmacy?
I forgot that I told the police about that.
Oh, you forgot you told the police that. Would you be up here lying to save Cassie?
No. I forgot about the pharmacy. I was gone 30 minutes, tops.
By the way, I have no record of a Sophie Taylor existing until 3 years ago. Would that be your real name?
Am I dead?
It doesn't look good. Listen. I think we should plead to murder too. I know it's not much, but it beats murder one.
I know you think I did it. You don't want to win this, do you?
We are doing our very best, Cassie. But I have to say, you were dumped by 2 boyfriends. Both end up dead.
Ryan never dumped me.
Ryan would be New Jersey?
He loved me. He had a wife and a family. That's the only reason he didn't want to leave. He loved me. And I didn't kill him. I had an alibi. That's why I didn't get convicted. I had an alibi.
Yes, you always seem to find yourself an alibi. But your car ran over him.
It was stolen. I reported it stolen.
Okay, so someone stole your car and just happened to run over your lover with it.
I had an alibi. And he loved me. He had a family, that's all. Don't you go saying Ryan didn't love me.
And Jason? He loved you too?
No. Jason did dump me. He deserved what he got. But I didn't do it. Ryan loved me. It was only because he had a family.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. I bit him. I was mad at him. I don't deny that. But I still loved him.
Why were you so angry with Jason Scott?
I was in love with him. I took care of him. I raised his son. I made love to him. I let him nuzzle himself to sleep every single night on my breasts, which are real, by the way. I was practically a wife, and he dumped me.
Did you make threats?
Yes. I screamed at him, I admit. I even told people I hated him. But underneath, I still loved him. I could never...
Cassie, did you ever leave your house the night of his death?
Never. I took a sleeping pill. I was knocked out. I was there the day of, and we argued, and I bit him, but I never went there that night.
You bit him because you were angry?
Yes, and why shouldn't I be? I have a son, and right now he's in foster care, for God's sakes. I shouldn't be angry.
Well, he's in foster care because his father's dead and his mother's being charged with the murder.
Exactly, for which I'm innocent. How could I not be angry?
Cassie, you get angry a lot, don't you?
I don't get violent, if that's where you're headed.
Okay. Cassie, I'm holding in my hands your diary. This is your diary, correct?
Yes.
I would like you to read the clipped page dated March 11th, 2002.
He has his precious bat he got at an auction, signed by Harmon Killebrew. I feel like pounding his head with it. Maybe one day I will.
Sorry.
You laughed?
I couldn't help it.
What do you mean you couldn't help it? How do you laugh?
She bites him. Her prints and hairs are all over the scene. She threatens him. Her alibi turns out to be a big liar with no name. I'm thinking, what else could possibly go wrong? Of course. She puts an entry in her diary saying she wants to beat on his head with a bat. Come on.
That doesn't mean you laugh.
Did you know about this diary?
Of course we didn't know that. We're taking the fun out of it.
Eugene.
I can't wait to see what happens next. By the way, Cassie knew the police had her diary, and she forgot to tell us. She forgot to tell us.
What are you gonna do?
What else can I do? It's Plan B time.
Plan B? Who?
The nanny.
What? The nanny?
Unless somebody's got a better idea.
Eugene.
Bobby, don't tell me how ridiculous it is. This case went to ridiculous a long time ago.
You're going to accuse the nanny?
What would be the motive?
Don't need a motive. Hell, I don't even know her real name. It's all a big mystery. Mystery is doubt. Reasonable doubt. Maybe they were lovers. Anybody think about that? Sophie and Cassie are lovers. This Jason was getting in the way, so out comes Harmon Killebrew. Let's go with that.
Eugene, let's think about this.
Bobby, what's to think about? Sophie is as dumb as Cassie. Who knows? This might even work.
These are very good times for intolerance. I mean, come on, who among us, if we see a Muslim on our flight, doesn't check the bastard out head to toe? They blew up the World Trade Center, for God's sakes. And every single one of us, over a year later, still feels violated. But what's being violated today so openly, even proudly, is our civil rights. Our freedom. The thing that America is supposed to be about. There's nothing proud about this day, Your Honor. Sorry, I didn't see that coming. I apologize. I have this ritual with my 9-year-old daughter over breakfast. I tell her about the case that I'm arguing, and she tells me about school. And this week, she's learning about Rosa Parks. She said, "Imagine, Daddy. They used to make blacks sit in the back of the bus." Sure, it's a different world since 9/11. But the times of our nation have always been defined most by who we are as a people. Well, who are we? Do we really stand for liberty? I mean, are we truly the champions of equal rights? Are Martin Luther King's words about judging a person by the content of their character, not by the color of their skin? Do we live by these words? Or are they just credos that we trumpet when we're not running scared?
We the people. That's how our Constitution begins. Since 9/11, the people want justice. People want revenge. But mostly, people want security. Our government tells us every day the next attack is coming. Be on the lookout. It's not a question of if, but when. It's not about screening weapons. The airplane itself is the weapon. It's a big flying bomb. It has to be about stopping certain people from getting on board. And yes, by certain people, I mean Arabs. Racial profiling is a terrible thing, but the reality is, it has become necessary. These terrorists are unlike any enemy that we have ever faced. They're not just evil. They're educated, trained, and willing to die themselves. They live among us as neighbors. They are among us. It's not possible to behaviorally pick them out. That's why, to be safe, an airline has to screen them all. Or at least an airline should be allowed to. When I was growing up, America was always a land whose borders were open. A place where anybody from any nation could come to our shores, work hard, and fulfill his dreams. I've always loved being an American. I have a young son. And once my dream for him was to grow up in this America. But that's no longer a possibility. And I cry about that. I cry for my son. But as his mother, I want him to be safe. I want for him to be able to get on a plane that won't be used as a bomb. And I don't think you can dismiss that as paranoia, Your Honor. When our own leaders are telling us to be afraid.
I'll remind you, Miss Taylor, that you're under oath. We had a lot of surprises earlier, didn't we? Turns out you were gone from the house. Sophie Taylor isn't your real name. Kind of begs the question, doesn't it? You killed Jason Scott, didn't you?
What?
It was you.
What are you doing?
What's going on?
Mr. Young. Your Honor, I have reason to suspect this woman of the murder. This woman is a felon. What state did you flee after you were caught embezzling?
Hey,
What's your name, ma'am?
I told you that in private.
You're not my client, ma'am. What's your name?
You can't do this.
Tell us who you are.
Your Honor, I plead the Second Amendment.
Let's try the fifth. Did you kill Jason Scott?
No.
You had keys to his house, her car. You could have easily taken one of Cassie's hairs and stuck it to a bat.
Your Honor.
What? You're crazy.
Your Honor, I demand you order this woman to reveal her real name. Maybe she's killed others.
Mr. Young, settle down. Now. You know what, Ms. Taylor, or whoever you are? I am going to order you to tell us your true identity. Otherwise, I will hold you in contempt.
Marge Fennell. I'm from Connecticut.
And who did you embezzle from, Miss Fennell?
I didn't. I just made it up to make me sound a little exotic. I got a speeding ticket once.
Well, we had to at least try. Now what?
Showtime, I guess.
Showtime? I thought we already had showtime. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to close.
With what?
United States of America.
Be seated.
I find it almost unimaginable that we are in court to decide whether it is permissible for an airline to discriminate against a group based on its ethnicity. It is a flat-out violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Commerce Clause, and the idea repulses me. It is unimaginable. But I'm reminded of a column I read in the New York Times by Thomas Friedman. He said what happened on September the 11th was beyond unimaginable. It wasn't so much our intelligence agencies as it was our imaginations that failed. We simply couldn't conceive that educated people from privileged homes, no less, would turn a plane into a missile, killing themselves and so many innocent people. Mr. First, you are asking me to weigh the principles of law, of reason, perhaps morality, against a phenomenon of terrorism that knows no such boundaries. That's why the government has so much as admitted they don't know what steps to take against the ones waiting to strike next. They are beyond our imagination. Ms. Dole, you mentioned that you loved being an American. So do I. I became a judge, first and foremost, to protect those liberties so afforded us by the Constitution, those freedoms that we all hold so precious and, until recently, so fundamental. But the reality is we make exceptions to our constitutional rights all the time. Be it freedom of speech, religion, none of them is absolute. The legal test for doing something so patently unconstitutional is, basically, you better have a damn good reason. There has been one other long-standing reality in this country. If not safe, one can never be free. With great personal disgust, I am denying the plaintiff's motion for a TRO. We can all take consolation in knowing that this ruling probably won't stick on appeal, but let's not kid ourselves. The day is soon coming when it will. Plaintiff's motion denied. We're adjourned.
Counselor. Thank you, Lindsay. Fantastic.
Something tells me you're going to have a pretty decent civil practice for yourself.
She threatened him. They were heard fighting the day before. Her car was seen parked a block away the night of the murder. Her prints, hairs, fibers, all over the scene of the crime. There was even one hair on the murder weapon. She left a bloody shoe print. She puts an alibi witness up here who lied, who admitted she couldn't totally account for the defendant's whereabouts. She even lied about her own name. Who knows what else she made up? The psychiatric expert told you. There's only one motive for this kind of killing. When a man gets hit on the head over 50 times, it's rage, revenge. This woman wrote in her own diary, "Maybe I'll beat him on his head with a baseball bat." Gee, I wonder what happened.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting damn sick and tired of waking up, reading in the paper, of yet another innocent man on death row being cleared by DNA. How the hell did we put so many people on death row for crimes they didn't commit? I figure it's got to be the juries, not doing their jobs. I'm sure all these suspects looked guilty. If they didn't look guilty, they wouldn't be on trial. Everybody who gets arrested looks guilty. The police are even sure of it, but it's up to the jury to make sure they prove it beyond all reasonable doubt, because this is the United States of America. And in the United States of America, we don't lock people up, especially for murder, unless the government satisfies that burden. Now, once we say, okay, you don't have to prove it beyond all reasonable doubt, then the innocent, including you and me, could get locked up. That's not acceptable in the United States of America, is it? Is it? Now, look what we have here. My client looks guilty, like Ms. Gamble said. They got prints, they got fibers, hair on the back, a diary, a witness sees the car. She looks damn guilty, but when you stop, she was there the day before. Of course her prints and fibers are all over. A bloody bat falls on the carpet, stuff's gonna stick to it, including hair. And as for the car being seen that night, yeah, by some nut who thinks she'll come back as a cat. These aren't the kind of building blocks we use to deny a person her freedom for the rest of her natural life. Not in the United States of America. As for the diary, you think she's the first woman to ever think about killing her lover? Come on. I mean, think about it 3-4 times a day. She gets punished for what she thinks because she writes it down in a book. That's not what we do in this country. We demand proof, and it isn't there. My client took a sleeping pill. That was never contradicted. She was never seen leaving her house. It's possible that somebody else came into that house. Detective McGuire couldn't rule it out. Did you hear him rule it out? No. That somebody could have been Sophie Taylor or Marge Fennell or whatever the hell her name is. She's a liar. She had keys to the car, keys to the victim's house. Struck me as a wacko. Who among us doesn't have doubts about her? Now, you can think my client is guilty. That's reasonable. The point is, you can't know it. You can't be convinced beyond all reasonable doubt. And failing that high standard of proof, Ms. Ray must be presumed innocent. Because after all, this is the United States of America.
Donald Dole, whatever. Hey, Eleanor. Oops. Now? Already? Okay. Jury's back. They were out 16 minutes.
What the hell?
What's wrong?
Call Eugene.
I can't. They're in court. Cell phones are off.
Madam Foreperson, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please rise? What say you?
In the matter of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus Cassie Ray, on the charge of murder in the first degree, we find the defendant, Cassie Ray, guilty.
Members of the jury are dismissed. With the thanks of the court, we're adjourned.
So I go to prison?
You're gonna go back into custody, and they're gonna hold you there until sentencing. We're gonna go over any grounds for appeals, and we're gonna talk to you tomorrow. Just hang in there, Cassie. We're gonna talk to you tomorrow. I never thought that I'd feel sorry for somebody who bashed a man to death with a baseball bat.
What happened?
We lost.
I found out who she is.
Who?
Sophie Taylor. Fennell is her maiden name. I found out who she is.
Now what?
Ryan Hunter was run over 7 years ago in New Jersey. Cassie was prosecuted and acquitted. Mrs. Hunter had a breakdown and was institutionalized. She was released 3 years ago and changed her name to Sophie Taylor. You became a nanny for your husband's mistress.
Small world.
Did she kill your husband or did you? Framing her.
7 years is a long time to remember.
I assume Cassie doesn't know who you really are.
Can I be there when you tell her? I would really love to see her face.
You killed Jason Scott. Set yourself up as a defense witness, knowing they'd blow you apart on the stand.
Oh, now, come on. That's a bit risky. Why would I take such a chance?
Because you're insane. And just like Helen Gamble said, revenge is a great motivator.
We'll never get her out, you know? The evidence, a conviction. We'll never get her out.
Counsel?
Know what'll happen next? An Islamic is going to say something anti-American. He'll be shot dead. And we're going to see a new insanity defense. It'll be called 9/11 Rage. I promise you. It's coming. 9/11 Rage as diminished capacity, and the real perversity. It's a winner. A sure winner.